like I said, I woke up feeling a little scratchy in my throat, so I've been up for a little bit, got some tea, and then feeling a little overwhelmed with my space because I'm so used to having my stuff all organized and everything. And those of you that don't know, I had a pipe that bursted a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, so my carpet in my room is all dismantled. So I realize how much my space and not having clutter and having it really impacts me. So just feeling that and knowing there's nothing I can do right now in this moment, but still honoring the feelings. Hi Dunia, how you doing, babe? So good to see you. So I want to start off with that being a message, I want to start off with that, is that, there's some things that are out of our control, but how we respond to it is the whole point of this journey, because not everything is in our control when it comes to this journey. You can't control people, you can't control circumstances like the pipe bursting. I can't control that. I can't control the fact that insurance is taking their time, it's a process. And so how do we still honor ourselves, feel our feelings, so we're not invalidating our feelings, because my anger and my frustration is absolutely valid, but then how do we not stay there? How do we learn how to show up still, even when things are not ideal, and knowing that there's always a lesson in something, there's always just a lesson, and even if the lesson is to be even if the lesson is good things come to those who wait. Even if the message is learning how to maintain your frequency when everything is not perfect. Your video on boundaries popped up on my timeline this morning and brought me to tears. Currently going through standing on my good for you. And I'm glad that you're letting yourself cry in tears. It's beautiful. We need to flow. We need to allow ourselves to be seen. And, I'm happy. And that's why I follow you, because you be speaking and telling my friends lately, oh, I love that. I really appreciate that, Southern Cane. But it's like, how do we show up when things are not how we want them to be? What do we do, And so for me, it's just honoring the feelings and then getting back into that center, doing my breath work, doing my meditation, journaling, allowing myself to be real, and then focusing on the things that I still have. I may not be able to use a space in my house right now because it's just chaos, but I have this beautiful outdoor space that I recently just redid without even knowing that I was going to be using it like this. Usually I just sit out here and just do my thing. I usually don't work out here. Those of you that follow me for a while, bawling, crying, then someone does a funny ass video and then I'm laughing, and then someone posts something about some racial shit that's going on and then I'm angry, and I'm like, wow, I've gone through 12 different emotions and it's not even 5 a.m. and it's not even my shit, but I'm so empathic and I'm so sensitive to stuff that I'm absorbing this, and then I'm wondering why I'm feeling a certain way in the morning. It's because I'm taking in. You are what you eat. You are what you watch and consume. You are who your environment is. We are highly susceptible and adaptable, even when we don't want to be. So yeah, we do need to be more mindful. We do need to be more intentional with our mornings and what we're doing and how we want to feel. We do need to look at what we're doing to contribute why we're feeling this way, instead of just waking up saying, man, feeling like shit again. But yeah, I had to get real with myself. I'm like, yeah, I'm doing this. Why am I doing this? And so instead of I said, why do I want to roll right now? Why do I want to do this right now? Well, first of all, it's the low dopamine. It's something that's exciting because I wake up bored. Sometimes when you have ADHD, you wake up immediately wanting some type of stimulation. I just wake up. What can I do? That's why it's so good for me to have different things in place. Like I have my breath work right when I wake up. Then right now, because of Ramadan, I've been eating some type of protein. So I have do my breath work, and then I make a quick little protein. I had some ground turkey and eggs this morning, and then go for a walk, get the sunshine on my face, put on some high vibe music, or I'll go to the gym. Those are the things that I want to start my day with, because those are the things that actually make me feel motivated and good. I realized that, yeah, it was nice to garden right in the AM, but it was making me feel just like, yeah, I'm just going to chill. And then before you know it, I was literally just on my phone until 10 a.m. So from 5 a.m., because I wake up really early naturally, from 5 a.m., I'm already two things in, and I haven't done nothing. Oh, I love that, man. Discovering morning walk. Yeah, let that wind hit your skin. Yes, I love that, Tyler. Yeah, and so I'm realizing, I'm like, no, I need to be doing other things. I need to be doing other things in the rising. So then after I work out or get a breath work, I feel energized. I feel excited. And so I reprogram that. Ooh, when I do breath work, when I do things natural, when I get exercise, when I get movement, when I breathe, I feel good. When I garden, when I eat a shitty breakfast and sugar, I feel bad. I feel tired. I'm reprogramming. I literally say it out loud like that because the reprogramming is so real, because I need to override the ego. You know what I'm saying? I need to override the ego, because the ego thinks this is what we do. This is what we're doing. No, no, no. I'm in control of you, ego. You're not in control of me. My spirit, my soul, my intuition, this is just a tool. Okay? This is just a tool. So you got to get control of the ego, because the ego is trying to... Got me sat on this live and struggling. Yeah, I feel you. And so if you're struggling in the risings, the night before, you need to get organized. You have to have a plan, especially for if you have ADHD. Okay? Hold on. Especially if you have ADHD. Oh, 1 second. I'm going to change this. Yeah, but especially if you have ADHD, you need to plan. We know that we have trouble focusing. We know that we can feel all over the place. So the night before, I like to say, okay, I already know this is what I'm doing. I'm going to get some good night rest. I have my water right next. I have my journal, and I'm going to do these things. And so it gives me something to do, because I know waking up kind of aimlessly is not good for me. I know this about myself. I can't change my brain, but how do I work with it? How do I work with my brain? How do I work with my brain that I can't change, and I don't want to take medicine? So I had some tea that helps me. It's just all these things that you have to make an effort for. But we can't do that when we're staying out late and we're doing this, and there's some point where we got to get into this healthy era. Got in here a little late, so do you still smoke? Oh, no, I stopped. I took a break. I take tolerance breaks like every year. Like last year, I took one for 5 months. So I'm on a tolerance break, because I can get honest with myself on when it's taking too much. Like it's taking over, and I'm just doing it, and I'm not even feeling anything. When you know that you're not feeling it, and you have to try to get the heart, like I'm over here searching out the highest percentage, looking at the terpenes, what can give me that? I'm like, no, I don't want to do this. I'm tired. It gets exhausting. What's the highest and how much? Because I'm not feeling it, and I need more. I need higher. It's just like more. It's not enough. And then I see how you start going to I get it. As much as I didn't want to believe it back in the DARE program, where they said stuff is a gateway, it is a gateway, especially if you have addictive personality. It's real. It is. And so you got to take control, because you're chasing that high. And so if this is not enough, then I'm going to go to something stronger. Same thing with caffeine. A lot of us do it with the caffeine. Ooh, this coffee. I've literally taken 2 scoops of pre-workout, like 600 milligrams. You know how bad that is for you? This is why you're exhausted. The cortisol is depleted. The adrenaline is depleted, because you're artificially getting those hormones activated, and it runs out. It's not just never ending. This is why people who continue to do substances have serotonin depletion, and then the normal things that used to make you happy don't even make you happy anymore. That shit's scary. It's scary, guys, when all of a sudden you used to love going to the gym, you used to love doing walks, and now nothing makes you happy unless you can do this before. No, I don't want that. I don't want that life. I don't want that life. I don't. And so you got to get honest first. You can't be in denial that we don't have an issue. We can't be in denial that we don't have a problem. Yeah, I'm sure continually blocking fatigue. Yeah. Caffeine is sinister. It really is. And the high that we get and all these things, I'm telling you, you can get those natural highs by dealing with the reasons why you don't feel tired. You have to adjust your schedule. You can't keep working 80 hours a week and then just supplementing with this. No, something has to give, and it's going to be your body. When you have high blood pressure or heart attack, you just get so fatigued that you fall asleep driving. This stuff it adds up. When you just keep pushing, and we think that we're invincible. And yes, our spirit lives on, but the flesh is only here momentarily, and you get to decide how you want to take care of yourself and how long you want to be here. And I know that we don't have control, and our fate is sealed, right? But I do think that we have free will, and I do think that we can take several paths based on how we show up. Zadie, I would love to talk to you. Universe is definitely knocking on my heart about changing. Yes, I know. And it's like, and it makes me, I don't like it. Like, I was just, I was getting all the frozen pizza and all the things that used to give me, and I would be so excited to get a whole bag. And then when I was starting to feel guilty, I was starting to feel guilty. And it's just like, no, not because I'm not allowed to indulge, but literally the 80% of my diet is I'm just eating shit and I'm eating junk. And that wasn't how I was, before, but I went through a lot these last 4 years. And so I've had to really come back home. I used to be a personal trainer in the gym every day. I went 52 weeks meal prepping and eating. I just loved it. But I need to find balance, because I don't want to do that either. I don't want to go 52 weeks and never have a piece of cake ever. There's balance. I had my extreme Kristen when I was like, no sugar, every gym 7 days a week. That doesn't resonate with who I am now. 7 years later, I'm a little bit older and I want more balance. That's why I have the gym and I have yoga. But the diet is something that, like, that 80-20 rule, or 85%, 15% is crucial. If 80% of your diet is processed, I understand why you're depressed. I understand why you have gnarly cycles if you're menstruating. I understand why you have crazy mood swings. I understand why your face is breaking out. I understand why you can't get rid of this gut down here no matter what you do. I understand why your face is bloated and why your skin. I understand why you're starting to get arthritis in your joints. All of a sudden these joints are just inflamed and hurting. And it's not only because of the food that you're eating, it's because of the emotions that you're still suppressing. Childhood trauma, you can feel it physically. Did you know that? So you carry burden in between your shoulder blades, your scapulus. You carry burden in your neck. So those of you that chronically just have tight necks all the time, it's not because you're sleeping wrong, baby. It's because you are literally so tired of carrying the burden. Some of you literally walk like this and sit like this and you don't even realize it. Some of you guys literally walk like this and sit like this because you have a emotional baggage. You have emotional baggage. For me, in 2021, before I had my huge wake up, when I tell you my feet had excruciating pain, both of them. I went to a holistic doctor. I went to Western. I went to a normal doctor. I had excruciating pain right here on the insides of my feet, you guys, like excruciating. I could barely walk in the morning. And as soon as I woke up, as soon as I stopped running and I said, you know what, I need to face this shit. As soon as I woke up, the pain went away. The pain went away. And no one could explain it. And when I tell you, I would get out of the bed like that. And I'm like, what the fuck? What's going on? And I'm a personal trainer and I'm healthy and I'm doing. No, the shit it was literally coming out because I was really close to my breakthrough moment. I was getting really close to the wake up call. So my body was like, oh shit, you can't run no more. That's what it said spiritually. You can't run anymore. Those of you that always have dreams of your teeth falling out, or dreams that you're screaming and you can't, that is your spirit telling you it's time for you to speak your truth. You got issues with your blocked throat chakra. Those of you that have sore throats, every time that you are going to have a uncomfortable conversation, or you have to speak your truth, all of a sudden you get a sore throat, or you just start coughing. Did you ever notice that? You probably are not aware of it. When it's time for you to have an uncomfortable conversation, all of a sudden you may get sick. Your throat may flare up. You may start to stutter all of a sudden because it's your blocked throat chakra. Your body is like responding physically to the fear that you have. Yep. Yeah, and then the sleep pattern on this ascension journey is all over the place too. Can you talk about setting your intentions? Oh yeah, like setting your intentions for the night before of what you want to do for the next day. I'm going to wake up. I'm going to have a really high vibe morning. I'm going to stay to my routine. I'm going to turn the phone off. And like you set the intentions. And I noticed that when you write it out the night before and you really have a plan, you wake up with success. Did you plant those? Yeah, all my plant babies. Look. And then I have more over there. But yeah, it's like, I wish I had the space to type this, but I had a very spiritual awakening at my first acupuncture appointment, and felt like, yeah, I had mine at a cranial massage. It was like a cranial spinal fluid massage. That can happen. That's very common with acupuncture and any of those type of modalities. You can just have that breakthrough. You know, you never know when you're going to have that breakthrough. It's crazy, right? This hat's a little big. Oh, thank you. I take a lot of pride in creating an oasis for myself. This is why it's been so dysregulating for me to have my house be all over the place. But I know it's temporary. Things are going to get fixed, and at the end, I'm going to have new carpet, new paint, and it's going to be amazing. So I just keep looking at the bright side. I know that good things come to those who wait, and I think that something even more beautiful is going to come out of my house with the water damage, because the money that I'm going to get, I'm going to hopefully be able to do some other things that I've been needing to do. So I'm looking at it and I'm manifesting that the insurance company is going to give me a little more than I need. I'm going to find somebody to do my carpet and my walls for a little bit cheaper, and a little bit of money left over, I can get a new refrigerator. Because I really need a new refrigerator, especially if I'm going to rent out my house again. I need to replace my appliances, because I'm looking to rent out my house, and I know that I don't want to leave my tenants with a refrigerator that's going to be messed up, because it's old. It's 12 years old. It's time. But so I'm going to look at it. I'm going to manifest it. I'm going to manifest it. There's a reason why I'm having to be inconvenienced. There's a reason why things happen how they happened out of the blue. The pipe bursting was so random. There's a reason why. God works in mysterious ways, and we can't question it all the time. We have to know that, yeah, this sucks. My house is still here. It's not like I lost my house totally or anything like that. It's just an inconvenience. But sometimes those inconveniences turn into the best things. And that is what I'm choosing to look at it like, because the other way just makes me feel like crap all day. The other way just soaking in it makes me feel like shit. And I don't want to do that. I have control over that. I have control over how I respond to things, because I've learned how to regulate my emotions. And I learned how to validate my emotions, because I'm allowed to be upset and hopeful in the same time. There's time I'm allowed to wake up frustrated, and so I get my journal and I say, Kristen, little Kristen, how you feeling today? I'm feeling frustrated. I really want this clear space because I wanted to do these things. I know, and I validate that. I know we had these plans, and I know we wanted to do this stuff, but God had other plans right now. So let's see what's happening, because maybe we're going to film this YouTube stuff and start filming in this new space, and it's going to look even better. But the frustration that you feel is valid, little Kristen. The frustration that you feel is valid. So I see you. So what do you need? I need to do some breath work. I need to just move some of this energy. Okay, let's go do it. What else can you do? What else can you do? I found you last week and I started listening to podcasts, and oh, good. I love hearing that you guys are watching the podcast. The views and all the stuff has gone up. When I tell you guys, plant the seeds. I've been talking about March this spring, 3-2-1, for 2 years now, 2.5, 3 years now. And I said, you got to plant these seeds. You have to plant the seeds, and they will come into fruition. And so for me, I did this podcast in 2022. This podcast I started in 2022, and it maybe got like 100 views. And I was like, I'm going to still keep doing it. I don't care. People will find it when they need to, when it's time. I'm still going to put it there because these are my seeds. And even though I'm not making money or doing anything from the podcast now, I'm not doing it for that. I know it's going to make money at some point, but I'm not doing it for that. The podcast is healing for me more than anything. The podcast is my electronic journal, because, yeah, I love journaling and writing, but I have so much to say, and it's just too much for me to write. And plus, I want to share it. And so for me, the most logical way is let me do a podcast. That way, I'm getting all of it out. I'm verbalizing, and I'm getting all the stuff out. And simultaneously, people can benefit from my truth and my experiences if they resonate. And if they don't, they don't. But for the last 2.5 years, it's been very low traction. No one's seen it. But now that things have been happening and I'm ready and time is happening, now those seeds that I planted 3 years ago, blooming. All you guys are looking at it. I'm getting this and that. I'm getting hundreds of views now, and it's amazing. And it's stuff that I've already done in the past. And it's also a lot of content that I don't even resonate with myself. If I were to come and find that content, I wouldn't even resonate with where I'm at in my journey. But guess what? It doesn't mean that it's not valuable to someone who's newer on their journey, or someone who's just at this point. And so if I would have said back then, I'm just an imposter syndrome, I'm only getting 50 views, that must mean that I'm not worthy, that must mean that I'm not enough, that must mean that my content's not good, then that would have been such a detriment to you guys, because clearly you just said you're watching it and it's helped you. So there was a reason. Maybe I just didn't see it in the first week or 2 weeks, but even 3 years later, it's still valuable. And now I'm starting to see the fruits of my labor for what I did 3 years ago. Some things take time. Not everything's going to be an instant gratification, but our society is going towards a way that makes us want it right now. So then you can never actually sit and create something of of value. And not that we can't create valuable things really quickly, but you know that there's some things that you need to create that are going to take time. But do you have the patience for yourself? Do you have the consistency to show up when you're not getting the validation? Are you strictly doing it for the validation? What is your intention? My intention was to help people. So that's why I didn't have a problem continuing to post every single day, even though I was getting 1 or 2 views, 50 views. Didn't care, because it wasn't about that for me. And I see that now. I see that now, because I'm like looking back, I'm like, damn, I really made content every single day without missing a freaking day, going live every single day without missing a day for 2 whole years. And I was getting pennies. I think I made like 75 cents on a video. I was making $2 on a live. It wasn't about that. It wasn't about that. But then I did get to the point where I was like, okay, but how do I survive now, Spirit? Like, damn, I know I'm loving it, but like the bills ain't stopping. I'm trying to trust now, but what's going on? Because how am I going to pay the bills? The damn, you're telling me to trust you, but it's getting little. I'm looking in the account, and it's looking little in there. So Spirit, and then when I do that, all of a sudden someone sends me $400. For real. All of a sudden someone would send me $200 after a live. No joke. No joke. I'd be like, oh my God, my credit card bill, because I'm putting a lot on my credit card. No joke. Someone would be like, here's $300. I love your, yeah, I'm making a lot more money now, yes. I really love this. Or someone will book a coaching call out of nowhere, and I'm like, oh, I haven't had anybody book a coaching call in like weeks. Damn. You know? It is. It definitely is a journey. But where I finally surrendered to the money wounds and decided to trust was in December. My dad passed away November 20th of last year. And so from November 20th to like December and my birthday, Christmas, it was just hard. The holidays, it was 5 days before Thanksgiving, you know, it was just hard. So I just wasn't in the space to coach. I wasn't in any space, but I also didn't have a big savings left over either. Like I didn't have a big savings. So I was kind of just like going, and I kind of like, you know, checked out, because I was just like, whoa, so overwhelmed losing my dad, and the bills and all the things, I just didn't give a fuck. And it really helped me. And I know, like, it seems like weird, but I've always been something that was on it. I'm the person that was like, I'm always writing out my bills. I'm always like, okay, I get this month and I get this much money, and then I was like, and I can save 200. That's me. I love budgeting. I love doing money. I love being like, okay, I have this. I love it. It's like I get adrenaline from saving money. I do. My mom really instilled that into me at a young age. So when I see my savings grow, but that was when I was in corporate America and I was getting paid every 2 weeks. That's easy to do that. But when you're an entrepreneur and you're up and down, and then your business is dependent on you showing up, but then you also have these emotions and things where you know, you don't have to show up because no one's like forcing you at work or anything. It's like hard. And so from when my dad passed away all the way until like December, I was just kind of laying on the couch, rightfully so, fucking grieving, right? But the bills are not stopping. And if I'm not showing up on here, I'm not getting coaching calls. If I'm not showing up and making content, I'm not getting lead generation. Me doing this is lead generation for my business. It's a necessity for me to show up for my business. But I couldn't, and I didn't want to, and I didn't give a fuck at that time. I missed my dad. I was sad. And so then here comes the rent. Here comes the mortgage. So November was covered. He died on November 20th. And then here's December 1st. I haven't been on. I didn't go live. I didn't care. I was tired. Here comes the bills. Okay, the normal me would have started being an anxious wreck. Oh my God, it's December 1st. I got my mortgage. I just let the shit go. I had enough to cover the utilities. I didn't have it for the mortgage. I could have asked my mom, but for some reason, something told me, just chill. You're okay. They're not going to evict you because you're 5 days late. I knew that I was going to have some royalties coming in because I just launched my book in October of that year, and it takes 60 days for you to first start seeing the money. And I sold a few books. I sold like 100, 200 books in the first time that I launched. So I said, I know I have some royalties coming in. It's going to come in when it comes in. I don't have the energy. And I think that me not having the energy to worry and be in that anxious energy that I always have been in with money, that's what broke through. I said, Spirit, I trust. You know what I'm going through. God knows my heart. God knows I'm not lazy. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. But I just lost my father, and I think I deserve to lay on the couch. I think I deserve to take some days off. That was the whole point why I quit corporate America, is so that I could grieve and do things that I needed to do without anyone's permission. And so I just surrendered. I really did, because I had no other option. I can't, I just didn't have any other option. The money, I didn't have it. I didn't have it. For once, it was like the first time. And I'm really grateful that this is my first time not being able to pay my bills. And I really look at it, I'm like, people are living in their car. People have been behind 3, 4, 5 months. People are literally paycheck to pay. I am grateful that this is the first time in my life that I've ever experienced some type of financial hardship. And at the end of the day, I knew if it came down to it, I have several family members that would help me. And I know a lot of people don't have that situation. So I am fucking blessed. You hear me? I am blessed. I don't take that for granted at all. And so I said, I'm just going to chill. I'm going to see what happens. I'm going to let go and see what happens when I'm not trying to control everything and I'm not spending my energy worrying and getting into anger and all these things. I'm going to keep the frequency. I'm going to just do what I can do. And I did. And everything worked out. And then all of a sudden, after December, when I surrendered, all the bills got paid. I finally got caught up. Everything was fine. By January, still okay, getting on. I'm getting in there. I'm feeling better. It's like I'm grieving. I'm getting time. By February, you guys, full-blown shift. Videos going viral, coaching calls every day. All of a sudden, I got this new energy, this wind. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I went down, down, down when Dad passed away, and then all of a sudden, I shot back up. And I was like, whoa. And I started feeling Dad and the energy and the connection. And Dad was like a main spirit guy. It was like, get up, babe. Come on. I kept hearing Dad, like, you can't give up on yourself. Let's go. I told you that I was always going to be with you. I told you that I was going to be here, so get up. And I kept seeing all the signs. I'm like, okay, Dad, okay. And so I got up and I just shifted. And that shift has been crazy. And I'm going to tell you, I'll be open with you with my finances. Yeah, this month I'm heading towards 15K. First month, and that was been on my vision board, was to have 10K months. 10K months, and I'm heading towards 15. When I tell you it's your time and it's shifting, and it's not from everything that I'm doing right now in this month. It's from stuff that I did 3 years ago. It's from videos that I made because you plant those seeds, and when the time is right, and when you've learned the patience, and when God knows that you actually trust, when the universe knows, okay, they actually trust. When you're not trying to push against and you're not in this energy, because when you're anxious, you're showing that you don't trust. When you're anxious, you're showing that you're worried about the future, which shows that you don't trust and you don't really have faith. It's easy to have faith when you see everything, but it's really hard to have faith when you don't see shit, when you don't see how am I getting out of this? But you have to know that you are protected. You have to know that you are guided. This is not just you anymore. It never has been just you. So when you're consciously creating with Source, you show up differently. When you're consciously co-creating, you realize, now I'm protected. I know that I'm not being led towards a path of misery. I know that I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. But the question is, do you know? Do you know that you're doing what you're supposed to do? Are you stepping in? Are you planting the seeds? Are you doing what you're supposed to be doing? Because there's another reason of feeling worried, because you know that you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. And that also can be the truth. Because you're sleeping on yourself. Oh yeah, when you're anxious, you're showing that you don't trust. Oh, I love that, yeah. For real. Can you DM that to me? DM that to me, please. And so I just got, I think the combination of losing my dad and just not having the energy, like, and also the caretaking that happened from September, writing my book, I was fucking exhausted. It was writing my book since July, okay? I've been writing my book since July. Then September, hi Rach, then I love you. And then September, the hurricane hit, or no, then September my dad goes into the hospital, so that's stressful. Then 10 days after my dad goes in the hospital, Tampa gets hit with a hurricane and I lose power. And that's simultaneously the same day that my book came out. So great, who wants to launch a book? I have my dad dying in the hospital. I have my house is completely no power, nothing. I don't feel great. I don't feel excited to launch my book. And then a month after that, my dad passes away. So yeah, the frequency, I was just like, damn, what is going on? I was just, and I started getting angry at first. I'm like, yo, like, what the hell? I'm trying, I'm writing the book, I'm doing the things. I'm doing everything. But I still wasn't surrendering. I'm doing all these things, and Spirit said, you already did the thing, sit down. You've already done the stuff. Sit down. I'm doing everything. I'm knocking out the power. I'm putting your dad in the hospital. Sit down. And I said, okay. 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 You've done it. You've done enough. You're doing everything. I'm 38, babe. Oh, thank you. Thank you for following. Welcome. And so then I did. And after December, after just saying, fuck it, I did. I said, fuck it. And that's not like me, because I'm usually like, oh my God, fuck it. I'm not the first person to be late on their rent. I won't be the last. Fuck it. Fuck it. That's what I'm tired. I don't even have the energy. So I think like having all that stuff happen, Spirit was forcing me to like literally draining the fuck out of me. So I was just like, I don't have no energy to worry, bitch. I don't have no energy to be anxious. Damn, imagine that. The anxious attachment finally ran out of energy to be anxious. God damn. Because, golly, I just said, and everything shifted. And all of a sudden, it's like, I really am trying to look back. I'm like, wait, what happened? All of a sudden, I just started showing up again, and the energy just started shifting, and I started sharing my book again. I don't know what happened. And then, the videos just started going viral. That's what happened. My videos just started going viral all of a sudden, out of nowhere. Videos that I wasn't even trying that hard. Like that video that you guys like, that you don't want them, they want you, them to want you, because your anxious your abandonment wound from childhood made you hyperfixated. I said that like 4 years ago. That video is, I have a video of that 4 years ago. That is not new. That's not a new revelation for me, at least. I know it's a lot for y'all, which I love it, but that's not a new revelation for me. Oh, budgeting? Yeah, I can look at some stuff for that. Sure, warm cereal baddie. I love your page. I love your name. Yeah, and yeah, you know, I'm just like, I don't know. I would love to rent your home. All that good. Aw. Yeah, I love that. Thank you. Wait, yeah, I love my house. I love it. I love being home. Such a homebody. So yeah, you know, then all of a sudden the shift happened because you guys, I told you, the new year is not in the dead of winter. You feel me? The new year is not January 1st. It's not. The new year is March 21st, which is, look at the vibe that we're feeling right now. Look at the inspiration that we're having. Did you feel inspired in January when it was cold as fuck, snowed in, it's cold? No, that's when you were resting. That's when you were planting the seeds. January was a very reflective month of everything that has happened. What do you mean January 1st? Okay, we just got done with Christmas. It doesn't even make sense. You know what I'm saying? It really does not make sense. You just got done with this whole ass shit. You just got done with all this money, all this stuff. Now, start over. Go to the gym. No, it's not. That's not. It's to throw us off. Everything I'm realizing is to throw us the fuck off. So I go by the Mayan calendar. And the Mayans say that the New Year is the spring equinox. So we just had New Year on 3/20. And look at the energy. And I was already starting to get into that energy by February. I was starting to feel it. It was starting to shift naturally. That's what I'm saying. I was like, what is the shift? Oh, the seasons. I was like, why am I feeling this? Well, how come everything, the seasons? Not damn January 1st in the dead of winter, after you just got exhausted from the holidays and shit, and now we'll start over. No. So I don't choose to subscribe to that. That's just me. I'm in my own world. I'm the main character. And people are like, what do you mean? It's the calendar. It's January. I don't care what the calendar says, and I don't care what someone is telling me. I'm just listening to someone else's perspective. Man. And man is flawed. Gosh, we put so much weight in what other people are saying when they're equally as flawed. You know? Listen to your own damn mind. What's your truth? What do you believe in? How do you feel? What is going on in your world? You know? Instead of just what everybody else. Gregorian calendar was created by the Pope. Yeah, I don't go by it. Yep, Rachie. And so this is and now that I go by that, oh my gosh, you know how like much better it's feel, because I think like January we put a lot of pressure on ourselves and we feel bad because we're not reaching these goals. Oh man, I started the gym and then 2 weeks later I'm already giving up because you're not ready to start the gym. It's a point of this January, December is supposed to be a moment of reflecting, healing, resting, getting ready to prepare for the new year in spring when everything else is. I'm following the trees, okay? I don't know about y'all, but I'm not following man, because man has led us down the wrong path numerous times. So I'm going to follow the plants. and I'm going to follow the trees, and I'm going to follow the animals because they know what's up. I trust the animals more than I trust man. They know what the fuck is up because they're intuitive. And even though the animals are starting to get disconnected from their intuition because of the environment, because we keep fucking it up. That's why the whales and dolphins are all going crazy and migrating and distant. It's all everything, that black fish. Everybody has that video of that black angelfish. Oh, so beautiful. No, it's actually quite sad. It's because their ecosystem is so fucked up from all the drilling that you have animals that we've never even seen before that we're not even supposed to be seeing because they are getting disconnected from their source, which is their environment. It's sad. Money, money, money. We need another factory. No, the fuck we don't. I'm over it. We don't need another Coca-Cola factory that's literally just liquid poison. I'm over it. And the reason why they're getting rid of all the farmers is because we're moving to all lab. That's why they don't need the farmers. You don't need the land. This is why they don't need the trees and need the land. We're going to make all your food in the motherfucking lab because we're going to make sure and guarantee that your ass is not connected to source. We're going to guarantee it. The agenda is so clear. And if you are still questioning it right now, wake up. I am going to lead a retreat, Ashley. I am going to lead several retreats soon. Soon. Spirit is like, girl, you thought you were doing this 2 years ago. You had so much that you need to learn and do stuff. Okay. So I do little mini ones in Tampa Bay area. If you live in the Tampa Bay area, I do little sister circles and stuff like that. But trust me, the real thing is going. The real thing is growing. The big retreat that I'm going to be doing in South America and all different places, trust me. It's happening. You guys are going to love my retreats. Y'all are going to feel so nourished when you go home. You're going to, I can't wait. Okay? The vision that I have, 'cause I'm a visionary. The vision that I have for the retreats. See, I'll be hearing stuff tussling in Florida. You don't know if it's going to be an alligator or a python or something. I heard them tussling and make sure it's no. I'm in Florida. I don't know if it's going to be a little alligator or a python coming out. Make sure. Okay, no, there's no pythons over here. I'm just kidding. Everyone thinks Florida just has alligators just right here. Like, I know, it's so funny. I love seeing all the stuff about Florida because I've grown up my whole life. I'm born and raised in Florida, and I love the frog. Sherry. Fucking frog. I love how the memes and stuff about Florida, because literally Florida is a whole continent on its own. If you grew up in Florida, you know, like, we're barefoot. We're out here. It's just, Florida is different. People who grow up in Florida, you know. Raise your hand if you're born and raised in Florida. Like, you actually are born and raised in Florida. I don't care if you moved here 10 years ago. Born and raised. Raise your hand. Hey, Dave, let's go. Jacksonville, yes. Okay. Because I know a lot of people are not actually from Florida, like born in here. Because it's like a place where everybody wants to come. South Florida hair transplant. Hi. Born and raised, yes. Kissimmee, raised, not born now. Wish I was. Okay. I'm in Tampa. I was born in Clearwater, Florida, though. I was born in Clearwater at Morton Plant. On the beach. Born and raised in Miami. Hey, Miami. Yeah, so, in Broward, what's up? I love it. Yeah, Florida is its own country, okay? But it's beautiful, the nature, but yeah, it's changing a lot. It's changed a lot. You used to be able to get an apartment for $400, okay? Just to give you context, I bought my house 12 years ago, and my mortgage is like $700, $800, but the HOA fee is what kills me. But my mortgage is $800. I bought my house for $106, okay? Florida, you can't get that. Where you getting that? And it's not like 12 years is that long ago, because still in California, you can't even look at shit. You can't even sneeze at the damn drive-through in the driveway in California for no 106. They said, bitch, you can't get the mailbox for 106. Huh? In California, you can't even look at it, what mailbox you want, because that's the 106 right there. So yeah, I'm really grateful. I'm really grateful that I did this and did what I did. But anyway, I'm getting off track. But yeah, everyone is leaving. I know, and they're coming here, and this is why now you can't even get an apartment for, it's $1,500 for a studio, $2,000 for a studio, $3,500 for a 1-bedroom now in Tampa. Tampa is like getting more expensive than damn San Francisco because everybody's coming here. But anyway, oh, Sarasota, yeah, I know. Tampa's a vibe. It's changed a lot, though. I wish it wasn't getting as gentrified as it is, because places like Ybor and South Tampa, they're just places that had way more culture, and I just don't want to see another Starbucks. I'm sorry. I'm done. Like, I don't want to go and see a Starbucks. I'm over the shit. I'm over it. I know. It's okay. It's okay. I'm just being real. You know, it's just the truth. And the same thing goes for me. If I want to move to Colombia, it's the same thing. I want to move to you know, everyone's here, but you don't have to change the culture just because the people are coming here. Like, learn and adapt to the culture when you come here. We don't have to change the culture for you. You know what I'm saying? Learn and adapt. You don't have to have a Starbucks in every corner. It's okay. There's so many other small businesses that are way better. You know? You feel me? Yes, this is my only account, so if anybody's reaching out to you, please block them and report them. This is my only account. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, we have to start getting real about what it is that we want, you know? We have to start getting real about what it is that we want, because I think a lot of you don't really want to sit and think about it because there's a deep-rooted belief that you can't achieve it. You know, you don't want to really sit and think about your dreams, because some of you guys have those dreams to be singers, to be musicians, to be public speakers, to be content creators, but you don't even want to fathom that because of the changes that you're going to have to make to actually achieve it, and it's daunting. Because some of you guys know that the change that you have to make, the change that you have to make is legal, because them doing it makes you as a constant reminder of what the fuck you're not doing. I see right through it. I see right through it. And I always, when people, if not that anybody has, but if someone had to say something, oh, this book is crazy, your book is this, and I would, okay, let me see yours. Your book sucks. Let me see yours so I can get some pointers on how to do a good book. Let me see your book. Oh. Okay. The best one too is when you see people that are very unhealthy that look like the person that they're making fun of. That one really trips me out. That one really trips me out when I see someone who has the same body type and they're over here, God, look at them. I can't believe they went out the house. They look crazy. And I'm just like, I mean, I wasn't saying nothing because I don't care. I don't care. I'm not commenting on anybody. But since you brought it up, looks, look just like that. That look the same. Y'all just look the same. So who you talking to? Oh, yourself. Yeah, because it's a projection. I used to do it all the time when it came to what I would and wouldn't tolerate in relationships. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe that girl is staying with that guy. She is so, oh my God, her low self-worth. She got low. I can't believe she do it. I would never entertain a person who did that to me. Only for me to a couple years, baby, please don't leave me. I know you're cheating on me, but please don't leave me. I love you. This is me. This is actual footage. Please don't leave me. Please, I know that we can work it out. Please, I know you've been cheating on me for the last year, but please don't leave. I can't do it without you. Oh, I don't want anybody to see that though. Cut the tapes. Cut the tapes. I don't want anybody to see that because I was just talking shit about that woman over there. I don't want anybody to see that though. Let me do that in the dark. Let me do that in the dark and I'll keep judging in the light because I'm really judging an aspect of myself. Because I am that woman. I was that woman. So instead of relating to her, instead of being empathetic, instead of uplifting her, because I'm not doing it to myself yet, because I'm not aware of it yet at this point, I'm going to tear her down because it makes me feel better to see somebody else doing it. This is why people love reality TV. This is why everybody loves Love Island. This is why they love Love is Blind. This is why you love The Bachelor, because you like watching other people's toxicity unfold because it makes you feel a little bit better about your own shit. That's why we like it so much, because we see, oh, look how fucked up they are. I'm not like that. No, your shit's just not being broadcasted on national TV, but it is like that. You have done some crazy ass shit. You have. You have done some wild ass shit for love. Raise your hand if you've done some wild ass shit for love. Hello? Quickly, what are some... Raise your hand if you've done something that you are ashamed of in the name of love. I better see all the hearts on this bitch. I better see all the hands and the hearts. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. I don't. I can look it up and just DM me. Both hands, bitch. She said 2 hands this time. Dun, dun, slide to the left. Dun, slide to the right. Dun, crisscross. Dun, dun. Everybody clap your hand. Bitch. Okay? I told one of my exes back in the day like jumped out of my car while it was moving because I refused to pull over because you gonna talk to me, bitch. He said, let me out of the car. I said, no, we're gonna talk about this because I'm triggered. And he jumped out of the damn car. I said, God damn, this is a movie that I'm in. This is getting to another level. You just jumped out of a music. And I'm okay because I'm not letting you out. You gonna talk to me, bitch. I'm in control. No, you're not. He jumped out the damn car. I said, listen, I feel like this is getting a little too much. See, I'm not scared. I'm not scared to iron it out because I know I'm not alone. Whether you guys say it or not, I know I'm not alone in these stories. Like, I'll tell you one more, and y'all know what I'm about to say. Rachel, I'm about to say the closet story. The closet story, okay? My ex, he used to lie to me all the time, and I knew it. Instead of walking away, I was just like wanting to be chosen. I want to be chosen. You need to fucking sit down, bitch. Sit down. And but he lies all the time. So anyway, I knew that his best friend that was playing basketball overseas was coming back in town. And I know that when he comes back in town, they want to go out, they want to go to the club, they want to do the thing. This was back in like 2008, 2009 or something. I don't know. And I know they want to go out, and I know he's going to lie. I know he's going to lie. He always does. And so I was like, hey, yeah, what are you doing tonight? Nothing. I think I'm going to go to bed early, because he knew I was anxious, and he knew when he would tell me things, I would just be up all night because I had an anxious attachment, and anytime he would do something out with his friends, I couldn't take it. I had separation anxiety. I just want you to stay ass home and make me feel safe. Don't have no friends. Don't have no relationships. Stay ass home. That's how I feel safe. I don't need, you know what I'm saying? Stay ass home. But anyway, I knew he wasn't going to do that. So I waited. And then when it hit around like 11:30, 12, midnight, I knew that he'd be out. And because I wasn't allowed to spend the night at his house, but I would spend the night anyway. So I would, he would leave the window open. I would climb out the window. I would spend the night at his house, and then I would climb out the window because his mom didn't play that shit. And neither did mine. And so the window was always open. So I drove over to his house. Only to find that he wasn't there, even though he told me he was staying in and sleeping tonight. So then I opened the window because I knew it was open because it's always open. And then I went into his room, and I was just laying there, just fuming, just laying there thinking about how this confrontation is going to go when he gets home. I know he's going to probably have a couple of drinks. It's probably going to be bad. I knew it was going to be bad. But I don't give a fuck because I thrive in the chaos. I don't give a fuck because I like the back and forth. And then the makeup sex that we're probably going to have is going to be bomb. So we'll be fine. Anyway, so I lay there, laying in the bed, contemplating, and then all of a sudden I hear the car drive up. Nah, he was doing something. He was lying. He was lying, girl. Whose side you on, bitch? I'm just kidding. No, and so then all of a sudden I hear the car pull up. All right, man. Yeah, right. Yeah, son. All right, man. See the bye. Bye. So then I get up. And I go in his closet. I go and hide in the closet. Why? I don't know why I couldn't just stay on the bed and confront him. I just said, let me go in the closet. So my guy at the time, he was very big sneakerhead. So I know that whenever he comes back home, he's never the type of person to just throw his shoes out and throw them. He always puts them right back. So I made sure to stand. in the closet in the spot where the shoes would have been. So I'm standing in the closet and it's dark, okay? It's dark. I just have the TV light on, so it just looks kind of like theatrical. And so I'm hiding behind all the jackets and stuff, but my feet are in the place where the shoes should be. So he comes in, and then he comes and he opens up the closet, and then he goes to put the shoes down, and I start wiggling my damn toes. He goes to look in, I saw him, he looked in, he goes to do it, and I wiggle my toes, and then he follows it up, and I came out the closet, and he almost hit me, because it was scary, which I mean, I understand. And he said, what the fuck? And I said, thought you were staying home, bitch. Just popped out the closets. I just popped through the shirts. That was crazy, you know? I would never do that. And then it ended up with all the shit outside through the house, threw it out. His mom woke up, said, get out, what the fuck are you doing here? It's so late anyway. And it was bad, but we got back together after that. The next day, I took him back. We did it, and then we made up until the next time. Until 7 days later, when he did something else, or I did something else. You would break up with me? That's fine. I would have broken up with me too. You should have. We should have broken up, man. I was 20, 21, something like that. 20. Yeah, 19 or 20. But listen, you talk about the energy that fucking took. I don't have a fraction of that energy to entertain that bullshit now. I look back at that, I said, girl, you had a lot of energy. Golly, where'd you get all that? There's a reason why we're young and have all that energy, is because we do all this foolish ass shit. Could you imagine if we had the energy of a 50-year-old when we were young? We wouldn't even have half this stuff. It's because we got all this goddamn energy. I don't know where to put it. Well, bitch, write a book. I wish I would have, I don't know where to put this energy, because play your music. Stop chasing this motherfucker. This is crazy. So yeah, I had an issue with trying to control everything. Couldn't get my wife to stop being so damn messy. I grabbed sticky notes, put everywhere, instruction. It was toxic. Yep. Been waiting in the car. Don't judge me now, or judge me if you want to. I love this version of me. We all have a past. Okay, and this is what, and I'm telling you guys this, I'm telling you this to let you know that, like, I'm not ashamed of this, and we don't have to, these are the things that we're still shoving down. This is the shadow part of you that you don't want nobody to know about. You think I wanted to call my homegirls and be like, girl, guess what I just did? Girl, I hid in the closet. No, I don't want to say that. I want to say about what he did. I don't want to talk about the other part. You see? I love you can add stealth. It's so funny. I wasn't telling my besties, hey guys, so I did this. I'm telling you guys now, after the fact. They found out later. They found out later, but you think how do you think the call went? Girl, he was cheating on me, I found out, and he went there, he lied, and he did this. But I didn't say, I went in the closet. Oh my gosh, yes, he triggered a lot. That particular relationship triggered a lot of abandonment wounds for me. That particular one, I thought I was never going to be able to get over this person. I would literally pray to God, please let me not like this motherfucker. I would pray and do little things. Please, I hate this motherfucker. Let me hate this motherfucker. Let me wake up and never think about him again. Please, please, please. I want him to be gone, bitch. I used to be like, he used to ride his bike because he didn't have a car at the time. And I used to be driving, and he used to ride his bike home. And I used to be like, I want to hire somebody to get out of the fucking bushes and beat his ass. Like, I'm like, okay. And I still, why? If you're doing this, if you're literally getting to the point where you're like, I want to hire somebody to beat his ass, he drives home on this and get his bike and throw the bike too, so he can't get to work no more. If you're getting like this, that's your man, that's your person, that's the person you want to be with forever. You hiring hits. Come on. That was me. I wanted to be chosen because I could never get him to be faithful. I could never get him to just be about me. And so it was not about the love. That was not love. That's not love. It was about the attachment to the outcome. Oh, you guys thought I was just telling this story for entertainment. You know there's always a reason. You thought I was just telling this story to make you laugh today? No. I was attached to the outcome, so I put myself in such a abusive situation because I was attached to the version of him that I knew he could be. So I put up with all this BS and put him through a lot of BS because of this version of him that he's probably, I don't even know. The outcome was that we were going to be happily ever after and raise this family together, and all this stuff in my head, and both of us. I would always see it. When I would close my eyes, I would see us. I love you, babe. Here's food. Here's this. Oh, the kids. Merry-go-round. Mary had a... This is what I would be seeing in my head. La, la, la. Swinging in the fields. I love you. This is not what it is, bitch. Look in the mirror. You're over here hiding in the closet. Stay focused. Stay where you at. Look at what you're at right now. You're in the closet. You're hiring a hit. You want someone to beat his ass on the way home. That's far from in the field of daisies, bitch. Ain't no daisies. There's no daisies. Yeah, like I just want that. Oh yeah, the embarrassment after crashing out. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I could tell you, I could write a whole book. I know that merry-go-round is draining. I could write a whole book on like our stories and the things that we went through. Oh my gosh. Yeah, but anyway, we get so attached to that outcome, guys, that where are you at now? I'm open to it. But I'm just in my own lane, and I think like this is what I've always heard is when you're so content with yourself, that's usually when things pop up. I am so content with myself right now that I'm not out here like how I used to be. I used to go out like this, and like them damn witches. What's on Hocus Pocus? I felt like I would go out like this. You guys know. Come on, Hocus Pocus. That's how I felt. I'm looking. I'm searching for it. Where is it? Where you at? Oh, maybe he's there. Maybe there. Maybe every time. And I would just not even be present. I would just be out looking, trying to dance and get people's attention. And I did get the attention, the wrong attention that I wanted. So I'm over here. Hey, don't you see me? And then all of a sudden they would go over here and approach me like that. And I'm like, I don't want it like that. I want you to, well, why are you over here throwing it? Because I think that's what they want. I don't think they're going to like what's in my brain. Come and get it, bitch. Come and get it, bitch. No. Yeah. And then just be upset. And then I know. And then I love that you said that. I never had any good enough that would deserve my crash out, because then it would be lame as fuck. Because when you're having sex with emotionally unavailable people, it is, well, sometimes it can be a little good, but then that's demon dick. I don't want no more demon dick. I don't want no more. Okay? I don't want any demon dick anymore. I want healthy, available, Christ-like. Give me the Christ, but still do some things. I don't want to be boring. But give me the dick that's healing. Yes, I do. I formed a huge soul tie from sex in my last relationship. God, it took me, I had to cut the cord several times from my last relationship, because it was a very I had like a sexual awakening in that last relationship, because that's when I discovered that I had the trauma and all this stuff. My last relationship was very much a karmic, essential, divine connection. I would not be where I am right now if it wasn't for my last connection. I wouldn't be where I am right now from that last connection, because that last connection hurt me so much, and that last connection just shook me up to my core so much. I was so dysregulated, more than I've ever been in my entire life, because I was just like, yes, this is it. I was at the point, I was like 34, I was like 34, 33, 34, so I was at the point where like, yes, this is perfect, I'm ready to get married, I want to have some kids, yeah, and so I just thought it was it, and it was so far from that. But the sexual stuff, he opened me up to a lot of stuff, and I was just like, whoa. I didn't know. I thought I was broken in a lot of ways. This is crazy. So I had a whole like awakening with him, which made me like bond to him, even though it was really me coming into myself. It made me like really bond to him, as if I felt like it was like the first time. You know how people feel like, oh, it's just the first time? That's what it felt like for me, because it was the first time for a lot of things that I experienced with him in that relationship. Because just up until that point, I thought I was broken. I thought I was not able to perform or have a climax because I thought it was something wrong with me physically. So I just accepted the fact that I was broken. But I also had never had any sexual experience under the influence. And then I started to see, oh, this is why all my friends are always leaving the bar and having all these crazy times. You're never sober when you're doing the shit. That's why you're having all this time and you're able to do this, because you don't have no inhibitions. You're not in your head. I was sober all through my 20s and half of my 30s. Well, no, not all through my 20s. All the way up until like 28 is when I started trying my first things and doing stuff. I was sober all through high school. I was sober all through college. I was sober all through all of it. And I would always be looking at people and I'm like, how are you guys getting all hot and heavy so quick? Like, what the hell? How are you so turned on? And then I learned that I'm like demisexual. So I'm not someone that like just looks at someone and I'm like, ooh, that's not me. And I'm like, what's wrong with me? Because I'm not like, but I'm glad I'm not like that. I'm just not like that. I'm not like that. And like, but you know, I would see friends and people in college and high school just like always going home and doing stuff. And I'm not judging, but I'm like, I just never feel like this. But I realized that a lot of it is alcohol. A lot of it was alcohol that was lowering people's inhibition and just making people, because the first time that I was actually able to experience a full range of feelings during intimacy was because I started gardening. And that was the game changer. And it actually happened on 420. I remember, because it was such a big moment in my life when I actually was able to have a climax, and I started bawling hysterical. Bawling, like hysterical crying, like can't breathe crying. And my partner at the time was so like not supportive and just like, what's wrong with you? Why are you crying? And I'm like, because I thought it was broken. I didn't think I could ever experience this. And so now I know it was just an emotional block that I had. I had an emotional block that was stopping me. Plus, I was always with men that didn't make me feel safe to really like let those guards down during intimacy, because I had unresolved sexual trauma. You know, it's all convoluted. It all is the layers. There's layers. So if you struggle with intimacy, if you're having issues with intimacy, look deeper. Don't just think that it's like, oh, my hormones. No, there could be some stuff that like you're not looking at that makes you feel really scared. Like you tense up. Like start to become present in your body, and you'll notice that a lot of you guys are like, you're laying like this, like you're like this, tense, because you don't, a lot of times you don't feel safe, like you haven't built that trust. So this is why you're always like, I want to have a drink, but I don't want to always have to garden or have a drink in order to be intimate and enjoy it with my partner. That's not something that I just want to settle for. I don't want to do that all the time. I think it's fine. Yeah, I have a couple drinks. I think there's nothing wrong with it. Like I definitely, especially for women, like being gardening before that, because cannabis is an aphrodisiac. Certain strains are an aphrodisiac, so it actually really enhances the experience a lot. It can, but I don't want it to have to be like that, because there's sometimes where you just want to be spontaneous. There's sometimes where you just right here, hey, come on out, right here. Hey, no, I'm just kidding. Right here, you know, but like, and then you don't have to say like, oh, hold on. I would have anxiety when my partner would start to initiate, because I want to enjoy it too. And then I would, cannabis. I want to enjoy it too, but then I started forming a limited belief that I can't, you start forming limited beliefs that I can't climax without this now, because you've only done it on this. So you see how you form limited beliefs? I can only do it when I'm drinking. You see? Because maybe you've only done it when you're drinking. And so let's look at the fact that I've only enjoyed it when I'm drinking. Why? Why? We don't want to go deeper. We just settle for that. Instead of saying, no, like there's an issue. Why do I always have to be drunk? Come on, say it. Like, let's say it out loud. For what? Why do I always have to be drunk? Why do I always have to be out of my consciousness in order to... No, that's not something I'm willing to settle for. I don't want to settle for that. It's so much anxiety. It's put so much pressure, because you can never be like spontaneous. And it's not necessary, because I know many people that have been able to have these amazing experiences completely sober. I want to get high on the experience. I want to be drunk in love when I'm doing it. And I also don't want to have to perform, because I think a lot of us, corn raised us and taught us, because we grew up, a lot of us grew up with parents that didn't say anything about sex, didn't say anything, so we had to learn our own way. And of course, when you start learning from those movies, you're learning about trauma and toxicity. You're not learning about true intimacy when you're watching those movies. You're learning about trauma. You're probably watching people that are being traumatized as you speak, and you're learning about toxicity. You're watching a movie. And so then I'm watching this, and so this is what it's supposed to look like. Oh yeah, oh yeah. No, some of the times when you're really doing it, it's not looking cute like that. You're like, you're punching. That's what it really looks like if you really have had those experiences. It's not always, because I'm not that's not how it looks. I'm trying to appease you. Maybe that looks good for you, but for real life, that's how it looks sometimes. I'm like, damn, I'm glad the lights are off, because I'm not looking cute right now, because this shit is hitting and I don't give a fuck. I'm over here like I'm transcending over here. I don't know what's happening, but stop, just stop, but don't stop. But I'm gonna hit you in the head like those times. I want to punch the, but keep. I'm gonna punch it. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Yes, the double check, all of it, bitch, all of it. Okay, I can't be holding back with that no more. I need to be able to be full throttle. Okay. It doesn't look like, as I realized, I'm like, this does not look like how if I'm really being real in some of the things. Yes, electrocuted. That's a perfect, Sherry. Yes, that's a perfect word, electrocuted. Yeah. Nope, that's looking down here in this region. Golly, can't even live. Let me do this. Guys, can't handle it. I don't know how to act. Back to this. Hey, change the subject. This is what I do when I'm ready to change the subject. Moving on. I've told you enough about me today. But you guys, it does feel good. And I hope that like my openness, I hope that my openness inspires you to just be open. It's fun. It's fun when you can laugh at yourself and you can look back and you can just be, thank you, Danny, and just be. We can laugh at ourselves. When you get to the point where you can laugh at this shit, because I mean, I'll tell you, when I was in that closet and all the things, the shit wasn't funny. When I was hiding from it wasn't funny. When I was begging in my life, it wasn't funny. But I can look back now at that version and laugh, and I can make a joke because I've sat with it, and I don't take it too seriously anymore, and I've gotten past it, and it feels good to be able to look back. And I hope that you can feel that way too. I hope that you feel that way too, that it's a safe space. Like, it's just be yourself. And yeah, some of my best content is from my pain when it comes to the comedy that I'm going to be doing. So I'm doing spiritual comedy. That's a genre that I really want to step into and create. I don't know if there is one, but I want to do spiritual comedy. And I tell people all the time, I want people to come to my shows and be like, damn, Chris was funny as hell, but I'm also booking a coaching call tomorrow. Damn, that comedy show was hilarious, but I got some shit I need to work on. That's what I want. That's exactly what I want for people when they leave my comedy show. I want them to feel light, feel fun, and I want them to be like, you know what? I can handle this. Let me go. Let me go get to work. Let me go get to work on myself. Oh, I love it, Danny. So, yeah, I really was sweating after that conversation. Yeah, girl, this is hot. I don't know. Let me. All right. So let's. Oh yeah. So Kyle, I used to live in. I moved to LA in 2018. That was the start of my journey. I'm in Tampa, Florida. It's hot. But I moved to LA. I moved to LA in 2018, and that was the start of my whole journey. That was how I met my ex. All the things. Like, I moved, and it was like the best thing that I ever did when I left corporate America. Okay, shall we pick from the book today? Shall we pick from the book today? I said, shall we pick from the book today? I'm gonna do cards, I think, on, I saw 47, okay. I think I'm gonna do cards on, I haven't done readings in a while because I feel so discombobulated, but I think I'm gonna do some cards on Wednesday. So if you wanna get a little mini reading, I'll be opening them back up, but I've just been discombobulated, you know? Oh, yeah. You're in LA, Dr. Earl. I know, I miss all the scenery. All right, someone said 47. Okay, this is for who said this, 47. It says, pretending not to care is getting you nowhere, especially when the opposite is true. You care a lot. This is my book, by the way, before anybody asks. This is my book, Uncomfortable Truths, a book for breakthroughs. And it's available on Amazon, but I know Amazon's not the place to be right now. So I'll be selling them directly soon, but if you want to get the book, it's on Amazon. But pretending not to care is getting you nowhere, especially when the opposite is true. You care a lot. Some of you guys, pretending not to care has been your defense mechanism for a very long time. And I need you to cut the crap. Cut the shit. Okay? You care a lot. Aww. Minnie, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Minnie, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. Cut it out. Okay, Danielle, cut it out. You guys, all the people from my, like, I have such beautiful people in here. I want to pin all of them. But Danny and Danielle, they both have amazing coaching services and great content. I need to, hold on, let me tag. I'll tag each of y'all. And they both have the same name, which is really wild. Literally. So follow my people. Danielle's really, you helped me get into the movement. You helped me get into the movement and being comfortable moving. But, okay, let's see. All right. Yes, and it's okay to care. And so you say, I do care a lot, but I got to care from a distance. And so that's fine. But I want you to just care about your feelings when you're at home. You know what I'm saying? Not having to do with them. I'm saying that when something really does bother you and something really does make you angry, instead of just brushing it off and then going to get a drink or brushing it off and smoking, no, I want you to sit in the anger. I want you to sit in the anger because you do care and your anger is valid, and I want you to sit in that anger. I want you to say, I'm angry and I have a right to be. Hi, G. Instead of pretending not to care, I just won't speak on it. And if you won't handle my feelings with care. Okay, I feel that. That's boundaries, though. You're protecting yourself. Okay? Yeah. You don't have to keep letting them know that you care, babe, but I want you to just validate it within yourself that this hurt me, and I want you to allow yourself to cry, and I want you to allow yourself to be angry, because that's how you heal. You let it all out. Speaking of, page 65, okay? Speaking of, page 65. You use anger to intimidate others so they don't get close enough to see how insecure you really are. Who is that for? You use anger to intimidate. This is something that I wrote about my dad. This particular page was inspired by my dad. You use anger to intimidate others so they don't get close. You use anger to intimidate others so they don't get close enough to see how insecure you really are. And get super defensive and cuss people out and get that big personality. And this is why a lot of you guys are emotionally stunted and scared to speak your truth, because your parents had a big, it's on page 65, Caroline, 65, babe. And yeah, you use anger to intimidate people. That is your defense mechanism. I've had friends like that, and I've had to check, like, now we've had to talk and be like, hey, like, you're mean. Like, you're mean as fuck. Like, I don't want to be a mean girl with you no more. I don't want to be a mean girl with you anymore because you don't want to be honest about how you're feeling. Yeah, Key.